In many of these innings breaks during BBL5, we really like to concentrate on some spectacular sporting moments of 2015. Here's a taste of what's to come with the guests that we've got up next.
Got a high tackle, back to Hodge. That's a goal, I think. It is. Hodge has done it from nowhere. So Hawthorn have done it. The first team in the 18-team competition to go back to back to back. They're three pieces.
Of course, I'm referring to the captain of the Premiership, three-time Premiership winning team, Hawthorn, of course, 3 flags, Luke Hodge. Welcome. First things first, is this man bothering you?
It's a three-peat. That's what you call it.
OK, there you go. Well,
what are you doing?
This is the fine jar.
No.
Flem, Mark Howard, they've been told by the boss that you mentioned Hawthorn, you mentioned the three-peat, that's a fine, so just get it out of the way now.
What am I going to put in? Watch the moss fly out of here, Hodge.
That's $50. He knows he's in trouble.
He's on a big wage.
Because we've changed it. Instead of hat tricks now, it's three-peats because of you guys. But, hey, Hodge...
Flem, Luke has told us that you're a bit of a pest.
No, I said crazed fan.
I like it.
You're not mentioning the Dolce group at all, are you here?
No, we're
catching up for a lunch.
Yeah, lunch next Sunday, I think.
We're catching up there. Hey, mate, what about the three-peat? So we've got it all organised here.
It's weird when you walk in your front door and Flem's standing there.
I know, I can imagine.
As you can tell, a bit obsessed with the Hawks.
Hey, mate, what about the three-peat? It's obviously so tough to get 2 in a row, 3 in a row. At what stage of the season did you think, hey, I reckon we can do this, boys?
I think you always have confidence, but I think the first final we lost to West Coast over there sort of gave the team a bit of a jolt and sort of put us into gear. We realised if we were going to play football not to the standard we expect, we weren't going to go and continue on with what we've done the previous 2 years. So I think that gave us the kick in the backside that we needed, and our last 3 finals were as smooth as we'd played for probably about 6 or 7 weeks.
Was it harder this time round to do?
I think any time you're playing finals, it's hard. I guess you've got to have a lot of things going on, whether blokes being in form or else injuries as well. And we've been very fortunate the last 3 years that at the right time of the year we've had our majority of our squad up and ready to go.
And you had some iconic moments in grand finals. I think in the Sydney Swans win when you got the kick out and kicked a goal. Last year we just saw highlights of it, the kick across your body goal from nowhere. What were you feeling and what were you thinking then?
I was trying to centre it as part of the team rules, but I think something's happened. Yeah, it was just very lucky, and to be a part of a day like that with all the guys, and as you said, to be part of a three-peat, which hasn't been done very often. I think Brisbane's last team, early 2000s. It's something that we're grateful for and something that we're going to cherish for a long time.
We're going to have a look as we look at that goal once again.
Mel, was he centering that?
Yes, Mel.
Yes, I'll give you some tips on your technique. No, I'm joking. That was magnificent. Magnificent occasion. Do you guys, is it too early? Obviously, the media and fans will talk about it, but can you talk about the four-peat yet?
I know Flem will, but
I'm not worried about next year. It's 2017. Can we do 5 in a row now?
Easy, Tiger.
Put more money in there.
Yeah.
I think as a group, Clarko's very strong as a coach. So make sure when you start, you're starting equal with all the other teams.
Yeah.
And at this stage, we've done everything right so far. The boys have come back in good shape, training well. So, mind you, it's still January, so we've got a few more months before games start. Why
do you think you guys have been a cut above and so dominant for the past 3 years over the rest of the competition?
I guess it's hard to say. There's been so many good teams. I guess, as I said, there's a lot of fortune. I guess blokes playing selfless footy and doing the right things by the team. I guess we've got a great coaching staff and a great mature group who I guess do the right thing when they're called upon.
And Hodgie, how do you fight words like complacency? Even with your own game, what motivates you to keep going and winning?
I think if you look back in 2008, we won the Premiership 2008 and we had a very disappointing 2009, and a lot of the guys, a lot of the main core older guys are still here from then. So I guess them plus Clarko reminds the boys that don't get ahead of yourself, make sure you still train hard, work hard and play the best footy you can.
We're just looking at some images of the celebrations. Is it nice to look back at this stage a couple of months later when it's calmed down a little bit to just reflect? And how long did they go for?
We had about 3 weeks until we got a text out from Clarko saying, all right, boys, put away last year, we're focused on the next year. So I think it's good to get around your family, get around your friends, and supporters are outstanding at our football club. I think we got upwards of about 70,000 members. So it lasted for a couple of weeks, but then as anyone who knows Clarko, he's straight onto the focus about next year, put last year behind you.
And what about the Big Bash, mate? Who do you follow, the Renegades or the Melbourne Stars?
I've got an attachment to the Renegades because of Finchy. Unfortunately, he's not here, so I've been a bit of a Stars fan just because there was 5 or 6 mates that came down the first Renegade Stars game, and there was 5 Renegades, so I had to go to the Stars. So disappointed Finchy's not here.
Well, here's your mate Finchy.
Rapthy's in the Australian squad.
You guys are from the same town, yeah? You got some history?
Yeah, I've got a mate Davo in here as well from Colac, who we all played in the same Colac West juniors and also Colac Imperial. So watch Finchy's whole career, he's going well.
Now, what sort of cricketer were you, Hodgie?
Erratic fast bowler. Had no idea. Tried it, had no idea where it was going.
Okay, so with the obviously with the AFL, you get some special atmospheres and crowds and things like that. You've probably seen everything, obviously, but what we've seen here today, but especially at the G last week, 80,000. You would have obviously seen pictures. How does it compare? What did you think of it?
I think, as you see out here, there's 50,000 here or 40,000 here, but you can hear how much the crowd's enjoying it. One thing about the Big Bash is it brings the crowd into the game. No matter what they do, everyone's having fun. Every time I've been here with mates, everyone's enjoyed themselves. There's always entertainment in between or during wickets and 6s and 4s when you get the fireworks going.
But did that get your attention?
Right on cue.
Yeah, exactly. Nice work. He doesn't have an earpiece. But did that get your attention last week? 80,000. It got people talking, not just comparing summer sports, whatever, but comparing it to the #1 code, which is obviously yours.
I think all over Australia, passions. I think everyone loves cricket, especially with 2020. My wife's not a fan of Test, but she goes, she'll watch 2020. She'll come to a game. I think it brings families in, it brings everyone in, and as you said, with the entertainment, kids love it, parents love it, the dads love it. So it's great for all family to come to.
And what about the kids? Are they already showing some interest in sport?
Cooper, the oldest, loves his sport, whether it's soccer, basketball, cricket, and Chase, the youngest one, just follows him around. So whatever Cooper does, Chase normally follows.
You did some commentary with us, didn't you, last year or the year before? How'd you find that?
I was terrible at it. I just prefer to sit back and watch it.
Did it easy.
Mate, we had you back here right now. So
Harry put me on the spot to commentate 2 balls, and I froze. He did not say a word. So.
And you can take the pressure of winning 3 grand finals.
It's a lot easier than commentating.
Yeah, right. That's an interesting perspective. Well, again, congratulations. You need to take out a loan. Congratulations again. Thanks so much for coming in. I know you're back into training, so we'll let you get back into it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in.